So, good afternoon. Thought I would get a little bit more of Elite Dangerous in this afternoon, and yeah, just waiting for it to load up just now. There we go. Sometimes it just takes a little minute from this starting screen here, and then we'll see about flying about a bit. So I've played a chunk more. There we go, we're getting in. I've played a chunk more since I streamed the other day. Been playing about with getting some new ships and trying out some new bits and pieces. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get logged in. So this orange kind of bit that's floating about just now, that is a Viper Mark IV. That's a combat oriented ship, which about half an hour ago I had completely blown up and destroyed the first time I used it. So combat is something that I'm definitely very rusty at and I need to get back into. So again, I think I'm going to pull up the Starport Services bit here, and I'm going to go ahead and I will pull out my new passenger ship. Oh, let's take that there. Oh no, store ships. There we go. So this is my passenger ship I've got, designed for basically flying people around. That's the exploration ship that I was using before, but I've decided to, put back. So here we go. And oh, hello, anti-hero. Yes, I'm doing well. Thank you very much. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull out the Dolphin here, and I'm going to do a quick, or maybe a couple of transport missions, and we'll see how things go. And yeah, I'm sure quite a bit of it has will have changed since last we spoke there. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so what we're going to do is, now that I'm in the ship, in fact, oops, now that I'm in the ship, actually, let's press the right button. That may help. I can show you some of the views around the ship. So this is the back of the ship there. There's the front of it, which I think looks quite nice and shiny taxi. There's me in the cockpit there. Yep. And yeah, that's the kind of back of the cockpit. So let's go ahead, get back inside, try and see if we can't get ourselves a passenger, and we'll head on out. Right, so well, hopefully the new Mantis will survive. We'll do quite well. We had that last one for a while, so hopefully this new one will get on okay as well. Right, so let's go ahead and we'll see. This is the faction that controls the system, and because they controlled the station, I've been working with them and trying to, basically make friends with them. So I think they're only in control by the tiniest little amount. I think they've got 21% of the influence in the system, and the next faction behind them has like 20%. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's see. So you can see there's a mission here that could make me 3 million, and you can see by the there we go, by this little symbol here, that shows that it's going to involve me going down into a planet. So I think that sounds like quite a good one to run with. Although then again, let's see. So it's made to go Carbon Star and collect some data. But see, the reason that one's giving me a lot of money for one stop off is because sorry, my brain just went completely blank. Yeah, it's secretive, so they don't like being scanned, and unfortunately, getting scanned is something that happens quite a bit. So there's another problem with that one, not liking being scanned, so maybe that's not such a great one. Okay, demanding, highly likely to make demands. There we go, I think this will work. So that was 2.9 million. So yeah, let's go for that one. And you can see these jumps are, let's see, what's this? First system is 96 light years away, and the second one 142 light years away. They are going to be fairly lengthy journeys we're going out on here, but we can go for that. Okay, so I'll assign these people to the passenger cabins, and let's see, we can go ahead and set a destination to the first system. That's cool. It looks as though your Mantis will be going well then. And sorry if my responses are a little bit delayed when you're speaking to me there. I've got the chat coming up on a different screen, so yeah, if I don't see it for a while, it's because I've not spotted it. Right, okay. Let's go into the system. Okay, that's fine. I'll just okay. Right. So how many? So it's 5 jumps. I think I'll do. Oh, hello. I'm jumping. Apparently we're going to the Sol system. What was I asking for? Let's check. Systems pop onto here. Is that just the next system on there? Okay. So there we go. What we'll do, whilst we're in the Sol system, we'll maybe swing by Earth and have a little look at it from orbit. Okay, and yeah, thanks Adira, that's handy, yes, to people knowing I'm alive. Okay, so off we go.
Docking clamps retracted. You are go for departure.
Let's just get out of the system here. Whoops. Okay, that really wasn't my best move there. That's why. Oh, jeez, well, that's why you don't speed. That's possibly the worst takeoff I've had since like the first time I played in beta. Right. Okay, so off we go to Sol once we are away from the station.
All clear. Hope to see you again, Commander.
Oh, come on. Still mask locked. There we go. Now we're clear. What's this up at the top? Okay, we don't care about that. Okay. So there's. Let's head to Sol. And okay, what I'll do is I'll just skip some fuel whilst we're here. You see my fuel's maybe a little bit low. So let's go ahead and find. There you go, there's Earth. We'll take a slight detour. Fear of stars? Yes. The sort of jumping from system to system is absolutely amazing. Yeah. Here we go. Let's go and see Earth. So I think Sol is one of the systems that you need to have special permits for. I'm not quite sure how I got this permit. Whether it was because I had, where are we? Yeah, whether it's because I was an early backer or what it was. But yeah, there it is. And And hello Courtney. Okay, so let's just get this distance down a bit. And here's Earth coming up. Now I doubt I'll be able to land or fly into the atmosphere, because I don't know if that was possible. I would end up wanting to just fly around all day. Let's see, here we go. Here it is. We'll see if we can find the UK and see how much it's changed in the next 1,000 or so years. There we go. So there is North America just in the top right there. So let's fly around it a little bit. Head look mode a bit. You can see there's, yeah, okay, not quite Pluto on the planet, but there we go. So there's North America. Okay, so yeah, you can definitely tell there's been some changes in the things there. And it looks like UK is at night here then, so we're not going to be able to perhaps see it. That's unfortunate. Let's see. I wonder what's that there. Just me going in. See, now that I've completely kind of flipped around a few times, I've kind of lost myself. I wonder what's that landmass there. Oops. Okay. So there we go, so we're spotting the planet. I got a little bit too close, I get dropped out of Super Cruise. But there we are. And yeah, it looks as though with the rise in sea levels, a good chunk of, what was it, probably Texas and the south got, yeah, submerged. Okay, and I'm so close to the planet now I can't actually see much of what's happening with it, so let's get a bit further away and see if we can figure out what's going on from a bit further out. And yeah, Elite is kind of fancy and shiny in that, yeah, you can see some nice and exciting looking things, but sadly there is quite a chunk of it is looking a bit, becomes a bit dull. There's not always the hugest amount of content in there. But there we go, let's see. So that's me put a good distance in there. So what's that, 9.3 million meters. Let's see what we got then. I need to find a landmass that I recognise, and then I can actually figure out where I am and how I'm oriented. Because it's not really necessarily easy to spot north and south in this, so I'll get further away. And sadly I can't land on Earth. I can land on other planets though, and that's why I've chosen the particular mission I had there. There we go. So there's America again. So I think that's like Florida right in the middle of the view perhaps. And I think that's looking like South America there. But yeah, so this is not maybe such a good time to be looking, try to spot the UK in here. Well, that'll do for a quick wee look at that. Let's go ahead and head towards the next system that I'm jumping to. So there we go. So there's PSPF LF2 is my next system. So I'll do is, whilst I'm doing some fuel skipping on the next system, I'll see if I can find out which planets and astral bodies we can land on in Sol system. Let's see. So okay, so there we are. Let's close in on the star a little bit. There we go. That's me scooping some fuel. Okay, and relatively stationary. I mean, travelling about 30,000 kilometres a second it's quite fast. If you're on a planet, when you're up in space, it's nothing really. Okay, so let's go and have a look back at Sol. In fact, if we zoom out, one of the really cool things about, okay, or if I'm not going to zoom out, one of the really cool things about Elite Dangerous is that it's a reasonably accurate representation of the Milky Way. And here we are out in our kind of spiral arm here, and there's all of these stars that are in here you can go and visit. So it's a huge game really, with all the stars and stuff that you can go and visit. But yeah, a lot of them are just empty. Okay, so where can we land? Okay, so we can land, so where there's this little blue rim around it, that shows that you can land there. So and when there's the little kind of spikes on top of it, that shows there's a settlement there. So we could land. I could land on Mercury, and apparently there's a space station around Mercury. There's another little outpost around Venus. Can't land on Earth or the Moon, but there's lots of stations around them. So I see we've got the Abraham Lincoln Station, the Li Qingzhou, the M. Gorbachev, and around the Moon we've got Galileo. So we can't land on Mars, but that looks as though it's been terraformed. Yeah. Then if we come out here, we can go to Jupiter. We've got some of the moons around Jupiter can be landed on, and also have colonies and lots of stuff. What's this? All these extra little kind of bodies there. But yeah, I mean, you can see here that that's 453,673 light seconds away from the Sun. That means it takes a rather long time in order to get there. So 3,600 seconds is 1 hour. So we're talking 100 hours for light to get from the Sun out to the Persephone there. But it's only 497 light seconds to Earth, which is about 8 minutes. So again, yeah, it takes huge length of time for light to get out there. It would take not quite as long, not 10 hours for me to fly out there, but it would take quite some time. So I think that would maybe be a sort of a video all on its own, would be exploring Sol system, which you could maybe look into doing another time. Okay, so oops, I'm heating the ship up a little bit too much. You can see the heat's at 87%, and it doesn't really like that, but there we go. So yeah, can I get to Mars? I tell you, I'm not going to, because I'd already left that solar system, because I've already left Sol, I'm not going to get a chance to get in there just now, but what I'll do is, I think I'm quite interested in looking around Sol, so I'll make another video another time going and looking around it. Maybe not exploring every single spot in every single place, but we'll, I'll certainly be going and exploring around it. Oh, and here you go, on this system you can see there's nothing showing up in my radar. That shows it's not been explored before, or I don't have the sensor data for it. So you can see there that it just says up at the top, discovered 4 new astronomical objects, and I've now got an unexplored star. So I'm going to just quickly scan that down and get some details about it. So one of the cool things about making your money in Elite is that you don't have to do it all through combat. There's a lot of it can be done through trade as well. So I quite enjoy going out and doing my passenger transport, exploration and stuff like that. For the combat, as I say, combat's never really always been one of my sort of main things that I love in in games. I like the exploration ideas and things like that. But there we go. So, but as I say, I'm trying to brush up my combat skills so that I can show off a little bit of that side of the game. So I know a lot of people, that is their favourite part of it. Okay, let's head off to the next system. Yep. So you get lots of different types of stars as well. It's very, or they've tried to make it as realistic and as like the real Milky Way as they can. I know that when the game first came out, there were a couple of, at that time there were a couple of discoveries like new planets and faraway systems and things like that, and they actually, you know, changed the in-game the in-game galaxy to represent that. Okay, and here's another unexplored system. So again, I'm going to just scan it. It's that big sort of booming noise that's going on there. That's my advanced discovery scanner. What that does is that allows me to detect all sort of astronomical bodies in the system. As you can see, I came in, and initially it's popped up saying one new discovery detected, and then there was a big bomb, because that was my survey scanner going, and it's discovered all these things here. Now, this undiscovered item here is probably a planet, and to explore it, what I would do is I would kind of target it, fly a bit towards it, and then let my survey scanners scan it down. Now that's not something that every ship has. I mean, I think for my advanced survey scanner I've got in here, it's like 1.5 million credits, and then I've got a detailed surface scanner which is another 500 or so thousand credits, which give you just even more detail about the planets you discover. But that kind of works out quite nicely, because when you start exploring these new planets and discovering the systems, you can actually make a fair amount of money from it. So what some people have done is they've actually, gone out of whatever system they start in, and they just pick a direction and they fly in it, scan anything and everything, come back, sell all the survey data, and make millions of credits from it. I mean, let's see, if I go to my statistics here, system status, statistics, there we go. We can look and see, so there we go. This is starting to break down where I've made my money from. Oh, there we go, and we can see I'm starting to scan the planet now. Oh, it must be quite small because I'm only 20 odd light seconds away. Okay, so what was it? Yes, so you can see I've made, what was that, about 4 million from bounties, 868,000 from combat bonds, like, killing war targets, being a privateer, assassinating some people, and there we go. Again, I don't know what on earth a skimmer is, so I don't know how I managed to kill 2 of them. Okay, there we go. So apparently I've committed 13 crimes, paid 40 odd thousand in there. I try to be a good citizen, I've never done smuggling. There we go. Trading, so I've made 16 million from trading. You can see that. And I've made a tiny little amount from mining, just because I think I was testing it out when it first came out and I didn't really fancy it that much. But there we go. My exploration, I've only made 4,340,000. But there we are. And my most, my highest single payout from one system was 296,000. So I must have done quite a bit of detailed scanning in that system. Anyway, there we go. And then for passengers, okay, it doesn't tell you how much you've made from that, but I've delivered 101 passengers now. And only 8 of whom were unhappy. So that's not too bad. Okay, crafting, I don't really know about the rest of that, so I think that'll do. Right, let's go ahead and go on with what we're doing here. Lock and engage hyperdrive. Ah yeah, so I was scanning the planet there, and when you scan it, it starts telling you about what resources and stuff are all on it. Okay. Okay, so here we go. So now that we're here, my passenger is probably telling me, there we go, they want to go to Papontia 2. So we can do that. We can go here, there's Papontia 2. And there we go, it'll be the visitor beacon they're wanting to go to. So let's go ahead and bring ourselves over to it. And you see, so that's 72 light seconds away, and at the moment I'm travelling at 0.7 c, so c is the speed of light. So there we go, you can now see I'm going faster than the speed of light and accelerating quickly. So you see these little kind of bright lights to the left hand side of my header, those are other ships that are travelling in Super Cruise. And yeah, if I had the equipment I could actually get close to them and I could pull them out of Super Cruise. And then, you know, scan them, attack them if that was what I wanted to do. Although in order to pull them out of Super Cruise I'd need to use, you know, that special equipment which requires some degree of skill in order to work. So I've got to be able to position behind them and try and overload their frame shift drive, and all the time they're trying to get to position in such a way that they can get away from it. I think if I'm interdicted later on, you'll maybe get to see what it's like from the victim's point of view. I've never actually I don't even know if I've tried to pull somebody out of Super Cruise before. But yeah, it's not something I do particularly often. Okay, so here we go. So we're at this visitor beacon. We can go ahead and we can get a scan of it. And there we go. So the tourists I've got on board, they were wanting to come and see this planet here. Let's see. Fair enough. Okay, so now we're going to HIP 111755. So we're going to go to transactions. I'm going to open the galaxy map through here. It's kind of nice that it takes me directly to the place we're going to. It points me right at the star I'm looking for. So you can see here that orange line, that's the route I'm going to have to take here. And it's, yeah, quite a winding route. And I'm definitely, I can almost get the whole way there without stopping for fuel. But there we go. So I'll be scooping fuel as I head back, and then that'll be that. So let's go ahead and start heading out that way. So you can see how at the fuel bit at the bottom right of the screen, you can see there's a big sort of blue block marked off there. That's telling me how much fuel I'm going to use to jump to the next system. And now that I've initiated the jump, that fuel's being consumed. And what I'll do once we arrive here, if it's a star that will allow me to scoop some fuel, there we are. I'll scoop my fuel. So to scoop the fuel you just get fairly close to the star. Again, assuming you've got a fuel scoop module in place, and depending on the size and quality of it, you can harvest, you know, different amounts of fuel. So I think I've got so all the modules here are rated from A to E, A being the best and E being the weakest. Weapons are rated slightly differently, but okay. So as I say, I think I've got a B rated fuel scoop, which means it's just about as good as you can get. The A rated stuff is, you know, it is really good, but it's also very expensive. So I tend not to use the A rated stuff unless it's for the really important modules, such as like my frame shift drive for jumping system and a few other bits and bobs. So let's see, continuing along in this jump. Okay, and again, I'll do a little bit of scanning here whilst I scoop some fuel. Okay, so there we go. And apparently there's 2 light seconds to a tiny little planet, which is... there we are, right there. And then I've got 70 light seconds till another planet, which should hopefully be within range. Again, of course, that's directly behind me again. Oh, it's a little star. Okay, so I would say there it is. So you can see at the bottom left now it's saying unexplored, and there's a little kind of thing spinning around that's just showing me I'm performing a scan. And in a moment, there we go, it analyses the scan and tells me, you know, a tiny little bit more about what's going on. That's a brown dwarf. So that's too small to harvest fuel from, but it's, yeah, it's still one that, you know, still could cause your ship to overheat and explode if you get too close. Oh. So there we go. That's me. It looks as though, so yeah, you might have seen there my fuel scoop completed and then suddenly started up again. What had happened, if you look at the fuel at the bottom right, is there's a little kind of thinner bar across the top. That's your sort of currently used, you know, or the fuel that's currently in your engine. And when that finishes, it takes a chunk out of your reserve tank or your main tank. And that's what had just happened. So I'd emptied the current fuel bit and went into the reserves to take some more and topped that up. Okay, so off we go again. There we go, another unexplored system. So again, we'll do some scanning. Oh, I think I'm going a bit too fast here. And finally slow down fast enough. So, there we go. So there's that LTT 198. I'm not allowed to go there because it's all redded out, and because I don't have a permit. So there's a few systems that you need to get permits in order to get into. In truth, I've got no idea how to get those permits, how to get into them. But yeah, there we are. So I think I've accidentally acquired a few permits for different systems, but I'd say not entirely sure how I got them, other than because I backed this game when it was on Kickstarter years and years ago. Okay, so we're away from the start, let's jump away. So I think it is very impressive because this is a game. Elite initially came out in, what was it, around about 1984 I think, and it was just all wireframe models. It was, yeah, very very old game, and then it's made by a British company. And again, around about, I think it was 2012 must have been, that they'd started, you know, they decided, right, we've got the technology, computers are powerful enough, let's make a completely reinvented, reimagined Elite. And so that, you know, so they raised their money, they did a Kickstarter campaign for it, brought it out on PC, and I think they've now ported it over to Xbox One, PlayStation 4. And it's quite cool. So there we go, just we got another little scan there. Okay, and we're going to fly towards getting lined up to jump to the next system. Okay, I'm just going to let myself gather a bit more fuel. Because again, sometimes you go through like 4 or 5 jumps without a star that you can scoop from. And when that happens, you know, especially when I've got such a small fuel tank in a ship like this, I like to always try and make sure I've got, you know, as, you know, full a tank as I can get. There we go. So let's go ahead and jump along. So there we go. Okay, another system for some exploration. As I say, I know it's slowing me down in doing my main passenger mission here, but I can actually make, about another 700 or 800,000 credits from doing all this exploration as I go. So it ends up kind of being worth it to do, a bit of scanning. I mean, I don't scan whole systems. Usually, if there's a couple of stars, I'll scan those stars in detail, and that'll do it. Just even the basic scanning and the discovering them can be enough to make a good amount of cash at times. There we go. Okay. So let's jump along. So how many more jumps have I got actually? Okay, 2 more jumps. And off we go. Okay. And off we come again. So let's go ahead and get to the last leg of this tourist journey. I think it was the last one. Let's find out. Let's see, because this is us heading to, the HIP 111755A2 gas vents. So, there we go. So that one I'll be having me land, down to, or going down into a planet's atmosphere. But there we go. So that's fine. And you can see here I've still got almost 12 hours to complete this mission. So I mean, I could easily spend tons of times really doing all these full-on exploration of all the systems and so on, but yeah, I'm a bit too impatient for that, I think, and I've only got another 20 or so minutes left today to do a little bit of playing. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get to down into the planet, scout the stuff that's there, and then fly back. Unfortunately, I don't have one of the planetary, little planetary landing vehicles installed in this ship. Again, that's something I'll keep for when I'll show driving around on planets, when I do the exploration of the Sol system, I guess. Okay, so she wants to go to HIP 1175A2. So let's go ahead and find A2. There you go, there's the gas vents we're flying towards. And you can see on here how there's the little kind of blue symbol there. That's supposed to be a spaceship landed on a planet. So that's telling me that once I get there, I'm going to be trying to land. So there we go, we can show you what it's like to fly into atmosphere and play and go from there. So I'm not going to be able to drive on the planet on the surface because, as I said, I don't have the landing vehicle installed in this vessel. But when I do my Sol exploration video, I guess we'll kind of see that from there, see what that looks like. Okay, so we're going to want to come down underneath here. Just flip over. So maybe one of the things you'll spot me doing is when I'm flying around a star, I always keep the star above my head. Just that way I can see plenty of what's going on there. But when I'm flying towards a planet, I'll always keep the planet below me. Especially when I'm going in for the planetary approach. And the reasoning for that is because I like to be able to see a lot of the stars so I can see how close I am. Because if you get too close, it's dangerous. But with the planets, I like to be able to see. Oops, okay, we're coming right in fast there. With the planets, I like to be able to kind of, as if I'm actually flying. You can see we're flying towards a big crater here. And let's see. We're going to drop out of orbital cruise in just a minute. There we go. And see it. If I remember correctly, much of this stuff here with Elite Dangerous is all done through procedural generation. So, you know, Frontier didn't have somebody sitting handcrafting every single moon and planet. They just simply stuck in a formula and it generated all this stuff. Oops, no, not cargo skip. Okay, so I was going to try and turn on the lights here so we can actually see a little bit inside this crater that appears to be here. So, here we go. So there we go, that's me now. Actually, I've done the exploration that she wants, but I want to try and kind of, oops, close on a little bit myself and just kind of see. Okay, really can't see. Oh, okay, that's close. Whoops. Yeah, so that was too hard to really have attempted that. That landing there, that probably wasn't the brightest move. But yeah. Today's definitely not my day for flying, is it? Okay, anyway, let's go to the galaxy map. And we head back to my HQ, which is up here. A fair distance away, so that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps. 6 jumps. So I'm going to have to try and get out of the planet's gravity well. And then we'll go from there. Now that star map that was that I just kind of half shown there, it's got tons and tons of data and information in it. Again, there's videos and videos out there about all the power that's in that. You can find a lot of really useful, interesting information from that. That you can't always obviously get if you don't know what you're doing. As I say, I'm far from an expert at the galaxy map again, partly because I've only been playing again for what, a week. Let's see. So yeah, gas vents are similar to fumaroles, but only expel gas. And there we go. So you're saying, there you go. She's enjoyed her journey. Let's go back to Hopkins Port. So hopefully that's us now far enough away from the planet that I can. No, not yet. Okay. I just need to keep getting further and further away from it. There we go. So you can see this jump here is about 25 light years away. So although it's going to take me quite a long time to, there's 6 jumps to get there, I'll cover the, what's that, 120 odd light years without too much hassle. And again, I'm not going to spend ages exploring things again. I'll probably just do... In fact, I will do my normal scans. I'm just going to constant time that I've got about 15 minutes before I'm expecting to need to disappear. So it's charging up. Finish. No, okay, let's try again. We'll do a scan of the planet, scan of the star, and then continue our journey. So I've got friends who've got an Oculus Rift, and they're saying that when they pair it up with the the joystick and throttle. The game, it really does feel as though they are flying spaceships. Although, I can't quite afford my Oculus Rift and virtual reality headset at the minute, sadly. But if I could, then that's definitely something I'll be looking at doing. Oh dear, I'm making myself a little bit too overheated there. Just because I'm flying too close to the sun. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the frame shift drive generates additional heat as well. So that's why I'm waiting until my fuel scoop disengages, so I can start. Oops. Because I say it generates more heat. If I'm getting really hot from being near the sun, getting even hotter from loading up the frame shift drive, yeah, would lead to quick damage. Okay, so there we go, we're at the next star, which again is unexplored. Yeah, virtual reality stuff, it can be kind of disorienting and the likes. I mean, there was a while I had problems with vertigo a few years ago, and a lot of the time when I do virtual reality stuff, that just kicks straight in and get really, really dizzy. But I think the idea of being able to feel as though you are actually piloting the ship would be amazing. Ah, that's right, you did say that, didn't you? Okay, so off to the next system. I've got 2 left, 3 left. Okay. I've dealt with VR stuff in the past. I remember it must have been 7 or 8 when I first had to go at it. I was absolutely horrible at it. Yeah, but it was interesting. But now it's become a lot more advanced. Are black hole suns? Yes, there are black holes in the game. Sagittarius A, which is at the centre of the Milky Way, is a black hole. I don't think I've personally seen a black hole, but I know that people have. Oops. And that's what happens if you're not paying attention. Yeah, so I got too close to the star, taking some heat damage there. Let's see how upset has that made you. You're still happy enough, that's fine then. Okay, so now that I've done that, that wasn't so good. Will I be able to jump straight through? Maybe. So once my frame shift drive cools down, there we go. So today has definitely been a day of me showing my flying at its worst. Oh, I don't care, just get me out. Okay, let's just let the ship cool down before we do anything more. At least we're at the destination system next. Right. Did I do a... I must have done a scan. Oh, no I didn't. There we go, now we have. Right, so next up is the Wolf 562, which is my home system. We'll get around the star here. Tell you what, if you give me a wee minute, we can see if we can find it. Let me just try and kind of not destroy myself in. Yeah, right, there we go. I mean, if you've heard of the Voyager space probe that was launched years ago from Earth, it has actually been found in Elite in the correct place that it should actually be, which is quite amazing. So if you're to search online for, you know, the Elite Dangerous Voyager space probe, you could find lots of information about that. Right, let's see. Now, if it's Tres 2B, that would suggest that it's in the system called Tres. Okay, Tres. So there's Tres 2. Ah, okay. Unfortunately, I can't see the system data there because it's unavailable to me. But you can see there that the Tres-2 is there. Cool, well, I'll tell you what then. We can add that as, in fact, I'll do, let's add that as a bookmark. And when I get an exploration ship all set up and sorted, that's where we can, that's what I can do when I'm doing an exploration thing. I will fly towards Tres 2B, and that can be the objective of that video when it comes round. So it was 750 light years away from where I am just now. So I think my exploration ship's got a jump range of about 20 light years. So 720 odd light years split by 20 odds is lots of jumps. So what, 30 odd jumps away? That would maybe end up having to be a short series that I worked on rather than in a single video. But I'm sure we can handle that. There we go, so that sounds like we've got 2 Elite videos planned out for the future. So I'll do one fly around Sol, and at another point I'll take the exploration ship out and I'll try and see if I can find that Tres 2B system. I can't promise that it is actually going to be real and it will actually be there, but we'll see what we get. Hopkins Port's on the far side of the planet there. And what I think is amazing is that the planets and the things, they do actually orbit. That's what these kind of yellow rings around the planets and stuff are. That's showing you that something's orbiting there. And here we go, I'm coming in towards Hopkins Port. Now, the port that I'm kind of approaching, it's called a Coriolis starport, and this is, you know, like back from the very first Elite game back in the 1980 odds, and that's, you know, that's what they look like. In fact, if I remember, if you look back on my older, you know, channel before I switched over to Nimmo Plays, I've got a game called Oolite, so it was OOLITE. That was an open source version of Elite, and that was a kind of updated graphics version of the original Elite, which was quite, even then seemed quite basic, but it was really good. Yeah, I could let you see maybe what things, maybe the second or third Elite looked like that maybe. Anyway, let's let it come. Okay, so let's request landing permission.
Approved for access. Make your way to landing pad number 06.
What I'll try and do here is landing pad 6 is just there. I'll come most of the way into land, and then I'll kind of switch to the external camera, and I'll show what it looks like when you're bringing out the landing gear. Where are you? There you go. Yep, so you can see I'm being warned I've not got my landing gear out. And they're trying to warn me that as well. Okay, so let's go to... there we go, there's the view of the ship outside. That's me deploying my landing gears. And there they are, they're down. Now, I'm not exactly great at landing in third person here. Oh. There we go.
Docking confirmed. You may disembark when ready. You're all checked in, Commander.
Let's go ahead and check it out. I might go and I'll give it a look. Yeah, that tries 2B thing, and see what it looks like there. Okay, so I'm going to go to the sell the exploration data. Okay, so I didn't really get much there. I got 130,000. But considering all that did was delay me a couple of minutes here and there as I was flying, that's not too bad. And we can see there we are. She gave me 2.9 million. Improved my standing with the Federation and with the controlling faction. So there we go. Not too bad. And I think I'll maybe repair the damage that I took from bashing off everything. And let's see. Let's have a look at the faction summary. So it's the Wolf 562 Major Inc. are the ones in charge. So let's see. We're looking for Wolf 562 Major Inc. Where are they? Oh, there we go. They're at 20%. Although did I see someone else was 21? So the LP73. Okay. I don't know why these people aren't in command. If they get the most influence, but who knows? There must be more to it than that. But anyway, that's going to have to do for now, I'm afraid. So thank you very much for watching. If you're wanting to find out more about Elite Dangerous, I mean, there's tons and tons of videos out there. Check it out. And if you go back to my old channel, there's some of my old Elite Dangerous stuff in there as well. Yeah, so thanks again for watching. Give us a wee like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will catch you next time, I guess, for the next Elite Dangerous video that I go ahead and make up. So, thanks again. Bye bye.